Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 259 on November 3rd, 2021. I am Clyde, and today I am joined by a differently lit Matthew Ross.
The lighting is wonderful.
And Michael Aston, who apparently has no voice.
Oh man, he loses his voice every once in a while.
I lose my voice all the time. This time, luckily, I found it quickly.
All right, that's good.
That's wonderful. Hey, how you guys doing?
I can't complain.
Yes,
Wednesday.
you can, Clyde. If there's anything we know about you, you can.
I can complain, but I will save that for something worth complaining about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me, I've had a pretty decent day. It was a little weird, but that's fine. Nothing really crazy happened today other than, I don't know, now it's getting dark early, which sucks. So
well, it stay light past 4 o'clock there?
Yes, it does.
Okay, then you have nothing to complain about.
It was great today. It was dark all day. It was like no sun at all.
Wow.
Why can't this be every day? There's dark and slightly less dark. That was perfect. That's the way I like it.
You had
enough of that here. It was common in Washington, but not so much here.
I was going to say, I only have daughters, so I don't know what it's like to have a day with sun.
It's a little nuts sometimes. Should we talk about news? Should we get right to it?
Why not?
Well, if you want to, we could talk about Apple TV, and their Apple TV Plus products are coming to Comcast streaming devices. It feels like Comcast is picking up all the different streaming services recently. I could have swore we said something about a different service coming to it last week. This week, Apple TV is picking the Comcast devices, being the Xfinity X1 set-top boxes, the Flex streaming hubs, the X-Class TV, and the Sky Glass setting ones are all going to get the Apple TV Plus app coming anytime soon.
Well,
so this will be.
Okay.
This will be the continuing plethoration of various apps available on that platform. It feels like they're. I believe they had an announcement recently about their earnings, and they said that their biggest earnings was the internet, not television, which makes a lot of sense why they're doing this at that point.
So this is all a scam. No, I'm not kidding, because their device is running Android TV.
Not the Xfinity X1 box.
It's an Android based. They skinned it, but I guarantee it's Android TV, which means all of the Android TV capable apps can play on here.
I see what you're saying.
They may be artificially limiting which ones are there so that they can keep making announcements, but still, the capability is there. The fact that everything isn't available on day one is ridiculous.
Okay, I will put on the conspiracy hat and say that if that's true, if that's true, then that means that they are making this slow rollout of information and releases in order to keep them into the news cycle.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And so since they're keeping themselves in the news cycle, they're keeping everybody's mind. And, oh, yeah, I can get that through Xfinity. Oh, yeah, they're $100 a month just for me to have Xfinity. I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, because, I mean, they already had these streaming boxes. They had these streaming boxes before that were just straight up Android TV.
Yes, they did.
And there is no way that they developed their own OS for whatever these new boxes are. I guarantee they just took the existing Android TV boxes and did maybe skin the OS. Like,
Well,
you know,
before they had the Flex, which is the Android TV boxes, they did have the Xfinity X1 boxes, which was basically a fancy cable style DVR that they had.
Yeah, that was that, but that's your modem. The X1 box was also your modem. It was also your wireless router.
Not in my case when we had one for for like a year or so. There was a separate box, but I don't know what's happened since. Maybe something like that has happened since. It would make sense to me for them to use an existing awesome platform that's freely available to them. Would make a lot of sense to not have to keep up with development on that. Yes, just put the tuner card in it and make sure that works, and qualify it and keep adding apps and keep making money. Makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. And I don't know if that's what they're currently doing, but I don't think they were doing that initially. So I don't know.
Because I mean, this mentions the the X1 set tops, which is Android based, I believe. That's what we're discussing.
Okay,
the Flex streaming hubs, which definitely is straight up Android TV, and the X Class TVs, which are just Android TVs running the same OS as the Flex streaming hubs. And that's why I'm saying and they're slowly rolling this out to
news cycle. So in other words, we're perpetuating the problem.
Yep. And this is why we will not say another word about apps coming to Comcast devices.
Unless it's a slow week. All right. Well, let's not talk about that. How about this? Let's talk about Facebook's big announcement last week. Last week, Facebook made huge announcements about all kinds of stuff. Probably might have something to do with them being, looked at for regulatory reasons. I don't know. But they changed their name. That's the one thing of major significance everybody's talking about. But what's interesting to us in particular is how they are dealing with the future of their Oculus branded devices. In particular, the Quest 1 and Quest 2. The Quest 1 has officially been let go from the clutches of the Facebook Oculus people by being released with a firmware that was update that does actually open source the product. That actually happened, and so I'm happy that I can report.
Yeah, because they had said they weren't going to support it anymore.
Right, exactly.
It's basically dead to them. They kicked it out. They disowned it, kicked it out, and said you can go find a way to live on your own.
And all hail John Carmack for making that happen, which is awesome. But the other thing that they announced is that they are going to be making the future devices, including the Quest 2, that sometime next year, they're going to completely remove the requirement for you to use your Facebook login in order to use the device. Now, does that mean they're not going to substitute that with some other kind of login? And basically it's, the same thing, just with a different hat? I don't know.
Okay. So if we break that down, what they're actually saying is we're never going to enforce it, because the requirement isn't there yet. They had said by 2023, you will have to. Right now, you can log in without a Facebook account, but you may not have access to things that are only available via Facebook. So realistically, all they're actually doing is saying, hey, that announcement that we made last year about you're going to need it, just forget about that. But we're going to say it in a way that makes us sound benevolent. Yeah, I mean, that makes it a little bit more appealing. Because like I said, my main complaint was that I'm not going to buy one because I refuse to link it to my Facebook account. That doesn't mean the fact that they're not going to require the Facebook login doesn't mean the content isn't still behind that Facebook
True.
wall.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even if this becomes the Quest login or whatever they decided to call it, because apparently they are dropping the Oculus name. They're going to be calling it something else.
Hey, let's take the thing that has the most brand loyalty and goodwill, the thing that when you hear it, people immediately know that it has a good reputation, and go with something completely vague
Portal.
that makes absolutely no sense.
The new brand is called the Portal. It's the Portal Quest 2. Yeah, that's the new brand.
So even the Portal is being dropped. They're dropping Facebook and they're calling it the Meta Portal as well. Meta, it's so dumb. So I understand what they're trying to do, because they want to set up the, everybody thinks about your Ready Player One, the fully immersive world that you live in. They want to be that world. The problem is we're not there yet. My prediction is they are to the VR world that they want to create what AOL was to the internet.
Oh,
yes, it was the gateway. It was a walled garden that got people interested. And that was probably their first steps into the internet. They did a good job of popularizing the internet.
And was extremely successful too.
But once people realized, oh, wait, there's much more out there, AOL quickly died. And I have a feeling that this metaverse, or whatever they're calling it, that they're trying to create, that's essentially what it is. It's going to be. And I give them credit, because you got to start somewhere.
I mean, obviously, there's some things that need to happen before the metaverse can really take off. Catheters and IV bags need to become ubiquitous in everybody's homes, so you never have to leave your seat. You can live.
Well, you just need those toilet recliners from Idiocracy,
or toilet recliners. Those are viable options, but you still need the IV to get food, nutrition, because the stuff you eat virtually won't satisfy your hunger. And then direct caffeine drip. Yeah, that'll be required, so you never have to sleep again. I'm on board and ready to sign up. Just tell me where to go.
Just think of this as this is the stopgap. Kind of like I said, this is basically the AOL until the broadband that is the next thing frees everybody from their clutches.
So it's interesting that it seems like the goal of Facebook is to, just like the internet, it became a term and a thought of what everybody does. It is a huge concept that took over the world in the late 90s until now. It sounds like they want to do the same thing with the virtual reality world and calling it Meta. And so they're trying to co-opt that and grab that and be a big part of that. And I get that, because it's a good idea if it's successful. It's just that it's Facebook and it's Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think the AOL is a good
right. I think
analog.
You're right. I think that makes a lot of sense. It really does.
Yeah, people will be content for a while, but then once other things come along that make it easier, like AOL, once broadband was a thing, nobody needed AOL.
Right. You know what? I want to be able to store some data, lots of data, for a very, very long time. I've got this NAS on the other side of this wall here. It's storing a whole bunch of movies that I ripped from DVDs for me. And it would really hurt my heart if I lost that data. So I want something that's, truly ingrained into what it is, so it's a storage medium that will last forever and hold a bunch of data. Good news. Some researchers from one of these different Southampton, it looks like, they've figured out a way of storing data into a glass disc and they're calling it a 5-dimensional storage method. It's an optical storage, so it's literally bouncing lasers off of the disk, but it's able to provide both layers deep, and also it is able to use different polarization of light in order to get different data out the same level. Thus, they can think they can get 5 dimensions out of it, which whatever. It's able to hold a gigantic 500 terabytes of storage on a single piece of glass about the size of a CD case. And it's going to be great. So the only problem is that, the writing speed on it is a little slow. Are you okay at writing at 230 kilobytes per second? Because, it's not so
Probably.
For long-term
as long
storage.
as I'm not writing 500 terabytes in one go. All I know is 500 terabytes is a gigantic amount of data to put on a thing that will shatter if you drop it.
It's a good point. Glass. That's a good point. Why'd you choose that? Oh.
I mean, CDs get scratched. But if you drop a CD, it's probably going to be okay. Yeah.
I remember when one of the things you can do at DEF CON is go get hard drives full of like rainbow tables and stuff made for you while you're waiting. So you drop by a 6 terabyte drive and they fill it up, and it takes the better part of a day at full write speeds of a standard optical drive, which run I think somewhere in the neighborhood of like 200 megabytes per second, right? So this is really slow and doing many, many times more. So this would be something that would be usable for like archival purposes, archiving the history of the world and putting it on a disk and locking it in a safe for posterity to look at 2 million years from now. But it's not something that you're going to use for really anything that could change because the rate of change would far exceed your ability to keep it updated. It's interesting, and it gives you some potential thoughts about how they can do things in the future. If they can find ways to do these multi-dimensional, adding these additional dimensions, like they're saying, orientation and size of the dots and stuff, then you can start looking at how we could potentially get bigger things that can operate at higher speeds. So it's interesting. We'll see what ends up happening in the future.
It's all about those new technologies being improved as we go to. Because remember, CDs were 150 kilobits per second for the longest time. Reading speed.
So, okay, if I did the math right, so a Blu-ray disc can handle up to 50 gigs. So this would have the capacity of 4,000 Blu-ray discs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which could all disappear with one clumsy, drug-addled, hungover, who knows,
have a
mistake.
backup somewhere. Come on. Well, the backup takes 60 days to make, but come on, have a backup somewhere.
Who here has not dropped a spinning hard drive?
Not a spinning one.
Like one, like you're being careful to not to.
Nope. I have dropped a server
while it was running.
No,
I've knocked over a computer before while it was running.
I was attempting to get a 2U server onto the rails, and I thought it was on one side.
You never dropped a laptop?
No, I don't believe I dropped a laptop.
A lot of people out there have. Back when they had spinning drives, and the computer goes into those weird, error mode because the hard drive freaked out and put on the brakes. Yeah, you don't get that with glass. I don't know. I mean, no, the capacity though is amazing.
Yes, it is. And we'll get technologies that'll make it run better.
Look, think where in like 2000 with the first, like when we were like you had your jazz drives or your zip drives. Yeah. I mean, we're talking
Worm
those kind of
storage.
speeds, right?
Write once, read many. Worm. It's awesome.
Or the original CD burners.
Yep.
Which it would take you all day to burn a single audio disc.
Well, you know, it's 72 minutes worth of audio, and it takes 72 minutes to burn.
Or in my case, it took all night to burn a PlayStation 1 copy. But no, awesome. Just be very, very, very careful. Oh, I mean, does this make us one more step closer to Star Trek? Didn't Star Trek store data on
isolinear trips? Yes, basically.
There, that's what they're called.
Yes,
we just have to scale the size down. Right now, it's the size of a Blu-ray case.
They need to be little things.
We need to get them down to
size of like a
credit card.
I don't know, your credit card size or so. I agree. All right, interesting story from Sega. Sega has been announcing that they're working on large-scale global games. This something they called the Super Game Project, which is an idea of making some online massive games that are going to be available, and they're looking way far ahead. I mean, they're thinking of something that's going to be happening in fiscal year 2026. They're looking that far ahead. They've made an announcement that they were going to be working with Microsoft and their platforms for doing the heavy lifting of that online portion of this program. So that means that this is going to be running on Azure Cloud, and their game, basically the same stuff they do for their current gaming system. So are we thinking we're about to see, maybe from 5 years, a gigantic, massive Sega-based Sonic online AR game?
Maybe.
What do you think this could be?
I'm not surprised. I mean, Sega's been working with Microsoft to release new games for a long time. On my Xbox 360, I had the Sonic All-Stars tennis game. They had actually, I rather enjoyed that game.
Yeah, I'm not laughing just because I was thinking, All-Stars Racing is a good game. You said the tennis game. It's like, oh,
yeah, but
okay.
And that's the thing is they're anytime a Sega title is released, it's on a Microsoft platform.
Including the Dreamcast, run by Windows CE. Seriously,
yeah,
it was. Maybe that's why it failed.
Maybe no, the fact that they didn't put a DVD player in it. That's why it failed.
Probably
because the PS2 had a DVD player. That was people's first DVD player.
Yeah, well, I think that's if we're going to go through that history, I think Sony basically had an unfair advantage since they could make DVD players because they make all kinds of them, and they could make the PlayStation 2 the cost of a DVD player, where obviously Sega could not do that at that cost. They would have to be losing money on everyone in order to be competitive. That's an unfair advantage, but it's a natural one.
Business, so. But yeah.
The Dreamcast was awesome.
But so no, I'm not. So I'm not surprised that Sony's working with Microsoft. I am curious to see what comes out of it.
Me too. And I can't believe this is such a huge cloud-based game going to be something big for 2026.
Hopefully it doesn't melt down graphics cards like Amazon's first foray into massively multiplayer stuff.
I wonder, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what it is as details come available. Like, I think there's possibilities. The reason they're marking that it's a Microsoft thing is there may be streaming gaming solutions as well. So using the Azure cloud gives them the capacity to not just do the infrastructure for the game itself there, but potentially offering some sort of rendering and stuff. So that would alleviate that concern of the ability to actually run the game without melting the graphics card. And I think that's where you can start talking about the possibility of doing large three-dimensional games in 3D. And by that, I mean, for something like the Oculus Rift, right? If you're doing a big game that's going to run on basically dual 4K monitors, you're going to have some serious beef behind that. And why not run that in the Azure cloud rather than have people have to spend $4,000 or $5,000 for a system that can actually do that?
And why not have Microsoft do it versus having to build your own infrastructure yourself? So
Exactly.
it's an interesting option for them, I must admit.
We'll see.
All right. So Logitech made an announcement today, or recently, maybe not today, that they have partnered with NVIDIA to integrate their RTX things, the broadcast features. NVIDIA has their broadcast features. If you use the NVIDIA broadcast app itself, it can do things like turning off an intelligent background noise reducer and some other, cool little tricks that it does in order to keep track of you and to try to make a better streaming situation for you. It's the guys at Logitech have partnered up with NVIDIA and have basically taken many of these and put them directly into the various programs that are made by Logitech. So if you have one of these compatible devices and you still need to have an RTX card, bastards, you will get the ability to enable these features and the echo, echo elimination, the background noise elimination within using their own apps inside of there. So it does not mean that they're actually building RTX into your microphone, which is what I originally thought, was like, that's so cool. I want those features in my microphone so I can just have it on right in the hardware. Right here is where it should happening. No, that's not what it is.
Yeah, if you're running RTX on your microphone and playing the Amazon MMORPG, it'll melt down your microphone now.
It'll melt your microphone?
And your headphones. It'll physically melt your headphones while you're wearing them.
Not good, man.
No,
it's not good.
No, I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Don't be so mean to that New World game. They're losing subscribers left and right now. It's too bad.
Are there actually still subscribers?
Some, yes.
I thought they lost most of the beta testers when the game launched and it was worse than the beta.
For a while, it was doing really well.
But in regards to this, no, it makes sense because Logitech bought Blue a couple years ago. And so they now control pretty much all of the streaming market for certain subsets. I mean, most people have a Logitech camera. A lot of people have a Blue microphone. Yeah, may as well build in the compatibility with specific platforms wherever you can.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was the news for me out of this article. I had not realized that Logitech had bought Blue.
Oh.
I somehow missed that 2 years ago.
You missed that when we were at CES and Logitech and Blue were in the same booth.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know how I was so oblivious, but I managed to do it and do it well.
There's a lot of things in life where something is told right to you, or you see something and you come back later and go, really? That actually happened? And yes, it did. And that's, it just, it was said, it was heard, you heard it, but it didn't quite compute.
Yeah.
So
I remember being kind of bummed because the first, I really liked the higher end Blue headphones. And then once I saw them in the Logitech booth, and I kind of went, oh, okay.
Yeah. I like Logitech mice.
Yeah.
But I don't,
their
keyboards are just okay. And,
but
they make great microphone or webcams too. So I don't know.
They bought Logitech bought QuickCam for the mic for that.
Yes.
I think Logitech bought most of everything, didn't they?
Yeah,
I mean that's
that's
part of Logitech
that's a
did Logic to
proven
start
way to
with.
do something.
I
Hey,
know.
we want to get into this market. Okay, who's the best company in that market?
We'll buy them.
Just buy them.
Right.
As long as you don't do a Cisco and you buy it and then ruin it
Or
and then
completely change
throw
it.
it away.
Go. Well, what that product that we just bought? We're gonna start over from scratch.
Well,
It's like,
we destroyed it and then. Well, nobody wants this. Nobody wants to use it, so we're just going to get rid of it. Yeah, nobody wants to use it because you ruined it.
Yeah, they bought
Microsoft and Skype.
Consumer networking device company,
Mm-hmm.
and then they tried to rebrand them as Cisco routers. That quickly failed. So then they're like, no, Linksys is better. And then people quickly realized that these are worse than they were before.
Mm-hmm.
Now we should be buying any other brand of router.
Yep. The $19 router from not Linksys, but one of those companies online. It was recommended forever because it was so much better for the money versus this really expensive.
Or Belkin.
Well, no, it wasn't
not
Belkin.
Belkin. No, you're thinking a TP-Link.
It was a TP-Link. That's right.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. There was for years if you need a cheap router, this TP-Link was $19 on Amazon, and it was it was only 802.11n technology. Didn't get upgraded to the newest technology, but it was just rock solid and worked well. So,
yeah. Well, the thing that got me into the TP-Link initially was the fact that you could run OpenWRT on TP-Link routers, so that's what
which used to be one of the cool things about Linksys too, right?
That's what it's based on. The WRT54G was a Linksys router,
right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was
iconic.
That
was right about when Cisco bought it and ruined it. And every router after that one sucked.
And that's why the open source community created there was open WRT. I was using DDWRT. There's a couple different forks,
and Tomato was another one.
Yeah,
so there was a bunch of different ones, but they all got their their start from open WRT. So I did those. That was fun. All right, if you ever using Zoom like we are right now, and you have the free tier, which we don't have.
Well, you guys do.
Well, yeah, I guess. But oh no. Because the free plan starting today, you're going to start seeing ads in your stream. That's right. If you are streaming using the free tier on Zoom, they're going to start placing ads for the basic users. This is the kind of thing that means that you're going to start seeing, I don't know, advertisements for restaurants or for beauty creams or whatever this stuff that they decide to put on there into your stream. But I don't know if it's going to be put in your stream or just in your site. I don't know what it looks like yet. But guess what, guys? It's a free product. You have to pay for it somehow. You get ads.
This comes like 2 weeks after I said, screw it, we're buying the annual plan. Which is fine for me because I am logged in as the VOD Squad.
Right.
So that's the licensed account, but all of the other account members, you're all basic.
Right.
And that sounded way worse than I meant it. Because I am technically basic too when I'm not logged in as the VOD Squad. That's not cool, man. Totally not cool. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, we have here our next story of Amazon Music has now got a new settings for their podcast app. If you're listening to the podcasts using their app, inside it looks like works with Android and with the iOS phones. You will be able to see the transcripts of that podcast right inside the app. which means it allows you to easily the cool thing about this is, like, if you need to, I forgot or missed a part and you want to go back, you can actually see where that was said in that podcast. It'll actually show you what was said at that time while you're scrubbing through the audio. So this means that it'll make it easier for people to follow along, listen to what we say. Right now, you might be reading this on your Amazon podcast from me right now if you're listening to this. And if you are, please let me know at thevodsquad@gmail.com, because I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is cool. I want other things to have this ability, quite frankly. Yes, please do this now.
This makes me sad, not because of the transcripts. I think that's cool, but because of the fact that Spotify's been pushing podcasts so much that I'm looking for an alternative. Mm-hmm. Today I learned Amazon Music has podcasts, which it's probably going to try to push on me, so I don't think that's an option.
I mean, I'd put the podcast at the top of the list whenever you try to find your music.
Exactly. And so today I learned that maybe Amazon Music is not an option or a viable option for me.
I think this is kind of cool. I don't do a lot of actual podcasts. I mostly listen to like video shows. But I think it would be great, like with I'd love this feature on YouTube, which some channels have the closed captioning, but you don't have the ability to see like the full transcript and like skim through it. Because I often find myself, because I listen to it while I'm doing a bunch of other things, and so I often find myself like realizing, oh, I didn't hear the first 3 minutes of this, but this is interesting. So then you got to scrub through to try to find what you're looking for, and so you can actually actively listen. And this is a really cool feature. Obviously, I do use Amazon Music as well, so I don't want it cluttering up my Amazon Music interface. But as long as they segregate the podcasts and stuff, then it's fine. And I think it's great.
Very cool. I want more people of them to do this. And by the way, Clyde, as far as it comes to podcast app, have you tried Pocket Casts?
Oh, I use Pocket Casts.
Is that your current one?
Yeah. That's why I said I don't need another podcast app. I'm looking for a music app that just gives me music. Mm-hmm. I've already got a podcast app.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one?
Pocket Cast.
Pocket Cast?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like it because I've got multiple devices and it knows what I've listened to. If I pick up another device, I can start a different, it's cool.
Pocket Cast was the best for the longest time. They were free with donation. They tried, and then I think NPR bought them, and they're still being released. So it's technically an NPR product, I think, but it's still basically.
It doesn't advertise to me. I don't think I've ever paid anything. Yeah. I'm happy with it. It works
exactly. Good. Yeah. But I think that because NPR owns it, they can. If you go to the store, I think that will definitely show you NPR stuff on. Oh yeah,
well. But you only open the store. You don't go to the store. That's the thing. You open if there's something I want to add, like I added a new podcast a couple weeks ago. I just hit the search button at the bottom and I typed the name of the podcast, clicked add, and then went back to the main page. So yeah, they can advertise all they want in the store. Just give me a way I don't have to see it.
And they take RSS feeds.
Exactly.
Which is a feature every podcast player should have. Well, if you don't have that, you're not a podcaster.
That's the reason I switched to it as opposed to another one, because the other one, Spotify.
It doesn't let you do RSS feeds? Google podcast will let me do RSS feeds.
Yeah,
it's a little buried, but it's there. So yeah.
Nope. You get it from Spotify or from nobody.
Those jerks.
Well, see, that's one of the reasons I can't use them, because most of my podcasts are Patreon feeds.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That's okay.
Yep.
We'll look for that music app for you. We'll get you converted to the title sometime. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right. Netflix has started to provide their Netflix games. That's right. If you are using an Android device, you can go to the store right now, the Android and the Google Play Store, and get these games. They're actually being promoted right within the Netflix app if you log into the Netflix app. But it looks like you don't even need to be logged into that app for you to get these games. These are just free games that you can download. There's no ads on them, and there's no cost for them. They are just available for you to play. So they started with some like little ones like shooting hoops and Tweeter Up and Card Blast. What are the games that they actually announced on this system? I was trying to look for see what games.
I don't remember. I remember that there's clearly the Hoops one is tied into the Hoops cartoon, so you get the basketball. I don't know. Did anybody ask for this? No. Is it a bad idea? No. Whether or not it's gonna be a great idea, that is to be seen.
Okay. I'm going to go check it out when I get a chance. But we'll move on with the next story. Looks like Roku has decided that they are going to disable the ability for you to have private channels. Effective March 1st of 2022, that feature will be disabled on the Roku's moving forward, which means that all of you who've been using private channels for things that are, private,
not allowed in the
private
by the Roku terms of service.
Correct. Which apparently a lot of people have been doing. Well, I don't know, but sorry, that's going away. You're going to have to find your entertainment some other way, I suppose, which is sad.
See, and you can't blame them because it wasn't long ago that Roku was being attacked for allowing content on the private channels because they were being attacked because you're not paying attention to what's out there and you're not actively blocking. And so it got to the point where they just said, you know what, it's not worth it. We'll just turn it off.
Right.
Yeah. That's all there is to it.
That's all right. Well, the private channels idea was a good idea because before all these apps were available, you could find a way of making your own web-based app and using this to send things. And I remember a long time ago there was some DNLA before DNLA was built into the device. You could go ahead and get your inside your house streams software and stuff to you. So it was cool, but yeah, it to me it totally makes sense. It's time. So, but for those of you who are using it for other things,
nefarious means. Well, I mean, and part of the problem was that. Remember, so this is how far back it goes. Remember when we first started talking about those do not pay a service to set up your Roku? They were doing that via these private channels.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, you would set up your Roku, you'd put in the channel code, you'd load this code that would allow them to make you put in your information, you give them your money. And then, I mean, there's been problems with these for a long time. And they tried to be diligent in keeping it available. But, yeah, at some point, you just can't.
Close that door.
Yep.
Oh, well.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, another thing that we wish we could have isn't nice anymore. Guess what? YouTube is doing some interesting things to your full screen experience, which means if you decide to turn on full screen, like on the web, and for whatever reason, they're now starting to insert information into your full screen experiences. For example, there's a video showing on this article of the comments being shown on the side of the screen just suddenly. So because you went full screen, so the comments and the description is popping up on this.
So
It looks like there's
they brought the terrible mobile experience to your computer.
How much you want to bet this was a mistake?
No, I doubt it.
No.
Because I'm a YouTube viewer almost every day at least, and maybe this is something that'll will start happening for me, but I don't think this is the way it would stand. I think this is something. If it is not a mistake, this is something that gets retracted quickly due to public outcry. I bet you anything. So
it does say tapping on the screen, then the title of the clip. So I'm pretty sure that this is on your phone.
So they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm tapping on my screen and it won't go away.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if this is happening on your PC, like in the browser, then yeah, this is absolute terrible. You can quote me on that. Absolute terrible. But I'm pretty sure this is on the mobile, and this is the way it's been happening for a long time. This is the thing I was literally complaining about a couple weeks ago. So.
All right, I gotta know, how big of a gamer are you? Because if you're that big of a gamer, you can go ahead and now go out and purchase these new Adidas shoes that are Xbox branded. That's right, this limited edition of Xbox sneakers from Adidas are coming out for the 20th anniversary. They are available as of Thursday. That will be tomorrow. They are going to come with. They're going to be $160, which that's.
It's actually not bad.
It's not that bad, actually, although they'll go way up from there.
For limited edition.
Yeah.
It's
actually not bad. And they come with extra pair of laces in 4 different colors, representing the 4 colors of your of the buttons on the controller. So you get to totally customize your Xbox shoes. I don't know. I've not ever been a big sneaker guy, but I know people out there that are those big, I'm going to spend $1,000 on sneakers, the craziness like that. But man, okay. I don't know. My friend at work, he would totally buy these. I could see that.
So here's the problem. Number one, these are being released for the 20th anniversary of the Xbox, right? Mm-hmm. Yet they are designed with styling from the Xbox 360 that didn't come out until 2006. So why would you celebrate the 20th anniversary of something by, that's problem number one. Problem number two, they styled it after the box that died. So I have to know how long before these shoes give you some sort of red rings on your feet.
No, so it's got to be you wear off a bit of the tread, the red rings show up.
And then the other thing is, I might be interested in these, but I refuse to take style advice from anybody that's wearing 2 pairs of socks. Did you notice that in the picture?
No, I did not.
Look at the back foot. He has a pair of socks over a pair of socks.
This is true.
And that's not how you play basketball, dude. Get your foot off the ball.
It's not his fault that he's got little feet, and he needs
to make them fit.
Make them fit.
Obviously, he need pumps because that would help him fit better, right?
That would be better.
See, if they were going to put the Xbox button on there, it may as well make it pump.
I know. It would be great. That's a great idea.
It should electronically fill.
At least Nike did put out the actual Back to the Future shoes they promised.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They had potential for gold here, and they completely missed the mark.
Well, I also think that you're right. They should have totally have made these black like the original Xbox with a green logo, and they should have called them the Duke or Dukes, because those were the original controllers.
No,
They were
no,
large.
you're not calling them Dukes because Duke is short for something else.
I know. I know. But that's that's what the original Xbox was all about, right? Those gigantic controllers, right? I don't know. I know. You're right. This should be in a couple more years for the Xbox 360. That's when that should come out. And looks like we have one more story this week. Niantic has announced that they're going to take one of their most recent AR games, Harry Potter Wizards Unite, and they're going to let it close as of officially close on this January 31st, 2022. So you're going to be... Go ahead.
Didn't we just talk about this game being released like 6-7 months ago?
It was like a year ago, but yeah.
2019. Yeah.
Oh, 2019. Okay.
Yeah.
So Harry Potter Wizards Untie was not successful. Was like nobody playing it or what?
Just so you know, that's a different game.
Oh, that was on one of those Roku private channels.
Exactly. No.
No, I mean, did anybody play this? I didn't.
My wife actually did play it. Yes.
Okay.
She did comment that it was more of a chore than it was a game after a little bit. So the good news is they due to the pandemic they let you play the game without having to travel too far.
Walk around your living room. You just have to get so many steps in, and then you get to like magic a Pikachu or whatever the Harry Potter equivalent of a Pikachu is.
Right. But that's basically it. It will let you to. They made it so it was easier for you to play, and if you didn't want to go out.
Right.
And I thought it looked fine. It was okay. It was a match pattern game essentially, in order to cast a spell.
I think I know what it is.
What?
Because they have that. And the timing couldn't be more obvious. They have that new Harry Potter game show competition on like the Disney Channel.
Oh.
Maybe they didn't want the competition. It's like house something. Each team is a different like house.
Harry Potter Tournament of Houses.
Yes, Tournament of Houses.
Oof.
That's what it's called.
I think that's the one my daughter plays.
That's a
it's a
show
game
coming
show on
TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw a commercial for it. I was unfortunately forced to watch a commercial recently.
TVS and Cartoon Network. Starting on November 28th. It's not out yet. It's been kind of
Yeah. So
can we officially say it's jumped the shark at that point? Okay.
well, it's hosted by Helen Mirren.
Is it?
I believe so. It was somebody like that. I'm pretty sure it was Helen Mirren.
Okay. Yeah, my daughter plays Hogwarts Mystery.
Oh.
I was curious how disappointed she was going to be, but she won't be because she doesn't play this one. I think that the thing about this game, and it's pretty evident to people that actually play games on phones, is that AR augmented solutions just really aren't here yet. Nobody really enjoys playing a game in the real world through a phone. You really have to have people wearing glasses or headsets in order for AR to be an enjoyable experience. And we aren't, as a society, at a place where we are okay with the idea of people walking around gesticulating wildly to play a game that they're on. We still think that people that walk around gesticulating wildly are mentally disturbed. So.
Well, typically they are.
But I think I think really what needs to happen for this kind of game to be able to be truly successful is that it needs to, we have to have some better integrations into the world. The one game that is similar, that is successful, is Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
It's successful for two reasons. The first reason is that it doesn't actually require you to interface with the real world directly. You interface with effectively an animated version of the real world, only on your phone. You don't have to like look through the phone. There is a setting you can turn on to have you look through the phone, but
everyone turns that off in 10 minutes.
Almost everybody turns it off.
You can turn that off?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the other reason is because the entirety of the game is based on the whole concept of the show, which is catching Pokemon. And so there's no effort to like shoehorn in story arcs and interacting with the world. It's you walk around and you catch Pokemon places, which is what the shows are about. It's what the card game's about. It's what Pokemon is about. So It works really well there. They were really trying to shoehorn the Harry Potter world into a game, and it's just a hard thing to do.
Much like the other game that got canned. Was that the Minecraft game?
Minecraft game also got canned.
Yeah, there was one that got canned. Thanks, Elite Wolf. I spent this whole time, I was trying to think, what was the other one we talked about like a month ago?
Right.
Yeah.
And they just announced, so the guys from Niantic did just announce a different game. It's based off Nintendo property Pikmin. So Pikmin is the one that's out there, and they're supposedly out in the real world too. Nobody thinks of Pikmin unlike everybody thinks of Pokemon for kids.
And it's interesting, or it's important to remember that all of these games are just built on top of Ingress.
Yep.
They just reskinned it, which in Pokemon's case was a good thing because Pokemon is a lot more, everybody knows what Pokemon is, and it's a lot more inviting than Ingress. Ingress is even when they finally opened it up to the public was still a little too much for most people, but I mean that's exactly the point, right? It works for Pokemon better than anything else, even the thing that it was invented for. Well, I mean, Ingress was originally just like a beta of the technology, and they got people to go out in the world and like test it, which was genius. And then Pokemon was a good use. Everything else just seemed like a cash grab.
Ingress is still a game out there. You can still play Ingress. I used to play that when I was for like 5-10 years ago.
I stopped playing when I set up a field, whatever you called it. I set up a field that covered nothing but a cemetery, and I somehow had 10,000 mind share from the cemetery.
Cemeteries we had lots of mind share. That's the thing.
And I was like, okay, so yeah, we're zombie mind controlling people.
No, if you're the Resistance, you're trying to stop them from mind controlling people. That was the thing. That's why I played Resistance.
Yeah, I don't remember.
The green was the Enlightened, the blue was the Resistance. And
and that was the whole reason I never could get into Pokemon Go, is because when they said choose a team, they wouldn't let me be on Team Rocket, the only team that matters. So, all right. Anything else?
News. That's it. We're done.
So this is the point where we're supposed to like thank people.
If you want to, you can do that.
Well, I don't think we have a choice.
Which people are worthy of our thanking?
Anybody that pays us money.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like they're literally paying us to say thank you, so we can't like not say thank you.
I mean, we could not say thank you, but that'd
For
be
sure.
rude.
And Elite Wolf says he's thankful for himself, so
Well, that's good.
that's good.
That's good. We're thankful he's thankful.
Yeah, I'm thankful you're thankful for yourself.
And it's and Thanksgiving's coming up. How thankful will we be?
It depends.
Don't know.
It depends
We'll
on
find
what's
out.
being served. But no, hey, yes, if you are a patron, if you support us financially every month, you are awesome. You are very much deserving of thanks. And your sacrifice does not go unnoticed. I notice it every time that transfer hits the bank account.
Much
and
thanks.
pays for stuff like an annual subscription to Zoom.
So we don't have to have ads. Yes, please.
Well, yeah, at least not on the stream, which is nice. You guys might see ads
I don't, but
soon. I mean, coming soon. But
Yeah.
no, yeah. Thank you to all of you patrons. If you would like to support this show, if you would like to have that warm, fuzzy feeling, knowing that you made something happen, you can go to patreon.com/thevod squad. And you also get like the audio podcast if you care about that in a timely manner, which is important. Ask anybody who gets the free podcast and they sometimes have to wait like 2 weeks.
yes.
Yeah, they might tell you it might be worth $1 a month or $1 an episode or whatever it is you sign up for. So patreon.com/thevod squad. Thank you. All right. Rants and raves. All right. Rants and raves. What is going on?
I've been. It's okay. My home life is boring, so I'm not going on there. But for TV, I did watch some more of My Hero Academia. I think I've caught up on everything that's available to me so far. So I got to see My Villain Academia, whatever little part they did there, which is interesting. And then after that, I decided to remember when I tried out 3 different shows. I decided to go ahead and to start watching some Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, or whatever, how you pronounce it, Yaiba. I'm probably about halfway through the first season, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
Apparently it's really super popular right now, so so all the people are making a big deal about it. I don't know how many seasons are available to me to watch, but just I felt like I to pick that up and watch it partway through. It sure feels like an anime. It's got that form that the anime has a formula to it, and it's fallen into it, and it works really well. The animation is great. The battles are great. And so far I'm really enjoying it. So,
all right. What were the other 2 that you had in that selection?
I can't remember the name, but it's something about the guy who reincarnated in a fantasy world, and his grandpa is Merlin and things like that. I can't remember that one. That one was a weird one. And the other one was One Punch Man. I only watched the first episode of both of those 2. And One Punch Man looks like it would be great. I mean, it really would. But I wanted something different from My Hero Academia.
I never got into that one either.
It felt like My Hero Academia, a little too close to that for what I was interested in. So
it's that same formula, which is kind of why I've been kind of getting bored of My Hero Academia. The first season was cool.
Oh yeah.
Then later ones became more like why I hate One Piece.
Huh.
Where like one battle will take an entire season.
See, this is why I never watch a season until it's done. I wait until it's done, and then I will watch. Oh, look, the season's done. I will watch the whole season in a day or 2, and then I don't have that whole having to wait, and because I hate that. So an
And
anime,
it's-
unfortunately, that's the thing that does. And so I always wait until, hey, cool, the whole season's out, and I talk to somebody that says, oh yeah, it was a really good season. Great, I'll watch it.
And it's
Because
not having to wait that's my issue. It's we've been on this for 6 episodes. Can we move on to something new? I don't need an entire episode of you standing around telling me what, or telling him what you're going to do. Just do it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of like the Dragon Ball Z's and the shows that have
famous for
that
that.
long drawn out story arcs, you know.
Hey, have you watched Demon Slayer?
Watched the first few episodes. I couldn't get into it, but I'm also not into the like whole shonen like
fair enough
kung fu stuff.
If that's not your thing, then it's so shonen.
Exactly.
But it did take about 3 episodes for it to really find its footing and what it was doing. But it's really good. And apparently there've been several seasons, and people are excited about the next season coming out this year. So cool stuff.
Yeah, rock on. Cool beans. All right, Mike.
Geez, I have not watched a whole lot this week, but I did notice that the new season of Lock and Key came out October 22nd on Netflix, and I really enjoyed the comic and really enjoyed season 1. So I will be watching season 2 as soon as I get a little bit of time. Hopefully, maybe this weekend. Other than that, I haven't watched. I'm not like I only watched the first half of the Boise State game so far. So that tells you how far behind I am right now.
So Elite Wolf makes a point, and this is something I meant to ask you about. How excited are you for the Wheel of Time series that's starting on Amazon this month?
I am super duper immensely stoked.
Did you watch any of the trailers?
I watched the first teaser.
Okay.
They released, and I'm still very interested and excited after that. I haven't watched any of the other stuff that's come out about it. I mean, I can't be spoiled on a show that I've read all 14 of the books. Like,
well, you can in the fact that a lot of these shows diverge from the book.
There will by necessity be some divergence from the book. There's a lot of the book that's written in a way that would be extraordinarily difficult to convey. So they've got to make some changes. And so I expect and know there will be some. I have a lot of expectation of adherence to the spirit of the story, if not the word for word translation of it. So
I heard they took a cue from Star Trek, and they're using the Journey song "Wheel in the Sky" as the theme song.
That's fun. Yeah. I can get behind that.
Yeah. So since you brought up Lock and Key, I think I finished the season. I'm not sure, but I think I finished it.
Of season
yesterday.
2?
Yeah. I won't talk about it, but at the same time, they also had new episodes of Another Life.
Another Life.
That was the one, what's her face, Starbuck from the new Battlestar Galactica. I can't think of her name. She's like Katie
Sackhoff.
Yeah, she's a space commander. I complained about the first season, and I wanted to, so I watched this. I started watching season 2 to see if they fixed the terrible writing. And they have not. The show is terrible. Everybody in charge is a woman, which on the surface is like awesome, except the way they write these characters, it's almost like they're trying to make a point that women should not be in charge. Because they make the stupidest decisions for the stupidest reasons. And it just feels like it's intentional.
Wow.
And that was the same complaint I have about that Mars Trip to Mars show Away. Also on Netflix. Same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's written by the same people. It's like, seriously, are you trying to either you're just really bad at writing characters, they make the stupidest decisions, and it's usually emotional or, for reasons that some people might actually make criticisms in real life. It feels bad, and the show is just bad. But
yeah,
I think they've already given it a third season, so yeah, I don't know. Watch it if you want. I like.
Never even knew of its existence.
And that's the thing that makes me sad is I like her a lot. I really liked her on Longmire, and I just don't like the way the characters are. I mean, at one point, she's willingly puts the entire crew's life at risk so that she can engage in a romantic relationship with her AI hologram. It's like emotional, the emotional decisions, and it's just like, this is stupid. Okay, Another Life. They need another writers. Yeah. And on that note, we should probably wrap this up. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about a lot of stuff. And if you missed it, go back and re-listen. We'll wait. We'll wait right here for you. We'll wait right here for you. And then when you get back, we'll continue on to say, hey, we do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central here on YouTube. If you want the audio podcast, it is available anywhere where podcasts are available.
Eventually.
If you want it in a timely manner, become a patron. And if you're already a patron, why aren't you just getting it from there to begin with?
Mm-hmm.
You have a custom RSS feed. Use it.
That's right.
Oh, wait. If you're getting your podcast through Spotify, I'm sorry.
No,
you might need a different.
We are very sorry.
Yeah, you might need it. Oh, yeah, you'll need a different podcast user or aggregator, whatever. Other than that, don't watch Another Life unless you like badly written characters. And we'll see you in the post show.
Indeed.
Bye.
Bye.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
All right, post show.
Clyde.
Yeah.
Did you know that the HomestarRunner.com YouTube account released a video of a puppet version of Strong Bad?
Oh, yeah. That puppet version of Strong Bad went on tour with the Aquabats.
Ah, okay.
Because he's on their album Hi-Fi Soup. Hi-Fi Soup, I think it is. From like 2008. Or no, it was 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious. It's just I just noticed that there's something that I have not seen anything Homestar Runner in a long time, quite frankly, because I got away from that. I did other things, and they kept doing their things forever. And I know it's funny, and I loved it
when Flash was dying, they moved everything to YouTube, and they've continued to make new stuff on YouTube. But all the old stuff is on YouTube too, because Flash is dead.
Yeah, long live another video. All right, well, just wanted to make sure, Action Cool News Oween report. Strong Bata Action News Cool News investigates a controversial Halloween
Actually,
decoration.
watch that. It is hilarious. I did watch that the other day.
So I will check it out.
It is really funny.
Okay.
Especially if you are familiar with there's a bunch of callbacks to
I'm sure there is.
And because of it, I now want a animated Ghibli's action figure that I can put out of my yard for Halloween. So, I got super confused there because I was talking to you, but then I realized you were like way delayed because I'm not looking at XSplit. I was looking at YouTube, which is way. I ended up on the wrong tab. Yeah. But okay.
Dancing with myself.
Post show.
We have some titles, I think. Everybody, if you would like to go to tvs.showbot.tv and see the titles that are there, you can go ahead and click on any of the titles you want, make a vote for them, decide on which one you think is best for the show today. And you have these so far to choose from. Looks like we have a couple. Facebook is meh. What's a gateway? About 10 pounds.
Well, it must be a PVC gate.
Don't drop the data.
Yeah, definitely don't drop the data.
Data dump redefined.
Yep.
And you're all basic.
That sounds like a winner to me.
It's kind of rude, but it works.
That's what they call clickbait.
That's right.
Hey,
Is
remember,
that a title?
clickbait,
That's what they call clickbait?
clickbait is always better than jailbait. At least clickbait won't get you a prison sentence and
You might get a stern talking through, but you won't go to jail.
yeah, you don't have to go around and introduce yourself to all your neighbors because of clickbait.
Hi, my name's Matt, and I've created clickbait titles for podcasts on the internet. I'm so sorry. Hi, my name's Matt, and I make clickbait titles for the internet. I'm sorry. Boy, I can imagine.
I'm not allowed to write I'm not allowed to write stories for highlights anymore.
You can see whenever I'm near a computer with an open with an open internet browser by going on this web page, you can always see where I am. what websites I'm entering a title on.
Yeah. Do I have to explain highlights to anybody?
As in like the magazine?
Yeah.
No, not to
Okay.
me.
Yeah, because you can't write stories for highlights anymore.
No, you can't. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, because we still got Highlights magazine. We're still getting them, I think, for Daniel. Okay.
Well, that never mind.
All right. Other than that, it's been I don't know. It's been kind of an interesting, boring week. It's conference week, which means half days, which means I can catch up on things. And today was just me trying to clean my office. Just the most exciting thing ever. I know that it needed to be cleaned. So
Didn't you clean it when you moved everything out for the carpet?
Sure, we cleaned it, absolutely, and then everything was put back by high school footballers.
Did they throw it in?
No, they gently put the boxes in the middle of the room for me. That was nice of them.
Well, that's where boxes go.
No,
Because if they get pushed against the wall, they never get opened. They have to be under feet so that you're motivated to get them out of the middle of the room.
I'm finally getting things some of it finally unpacked. I so need more space than what I've got. This little, it's like a 30-foot by 10-foot room. It's really long, and so it's not great.
That sounds awesome.
Well,
30 feet by 10? Holy crap.
Now imagine a school's worth of stuff is in there. Extra monitors, PCs, everything. Yeah.
I would have them all set up and like playing
burning
stuff.
crypto.
No, just playing stuff. Like I'm imagining like Max Headroom, but I may not be imagining the right thing.
Well,
there was something with a whole bunch of screens and they were all doing different things, but sometimes they would all do the same thing.
I remember when we were in my old place and we gather all the old iMacs that were, like the Performas and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're taking them back to our office, which was actually a little workshop with a room inside, but they all over that room. My tech helper would set up every one of those Performas and turn them on to SETI at home. So it could do SETI at home all night long on there. It was in the winter, so they didn't need to turn the heat on since all those computers were on. It's great.
I remember when I worked at Best Buy, I had access to the server at each of the stores that played the video on the TVs. And there was always and sometimes we would set it to play funny stuff.
Oh yeah.
But usually that was at night because we could get away with it when the people working at the store were there.
Right. Yeah. The
Sometimes
proper was closed.
Sometimes people would forget and that thing would still be playing in the when there was, but we know there was always the joke of if I get fired, this is what I'm gonna play.
SummerSlam 2009. So you.
Oh no, it'd be more the kind of thing that Roku's trying to get rid of on the private channels.
Right. Okay.
Kind of like what happened in was it England, or Spain? It happened a couple earlier in the year. Where the big giant TV on the building.
Right, the Jumbotrons.
Yeah.
Somebody hacked the Jumbotrons. That's great.
Bobby,
that's right.
What's that?
Last school year, some kid was able to get every single television and speaker and projector in his entire school district to Rickroll.
That's cool. Actually, we didn't talk about it. There is a new hidden feature in the new version of Android Auto.
Oh yeah,
that will play that video if you hit a. You can
get rickrolled.
It will rickroll you. Apparently, it's very complex to get there, but it's one of those things that if you stumble into it.
So is it Android Auto or driving mode?
Android Auto.
Okay. So it's like the real on your automobile auto.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I don't have that. So.
And there's somebody found it. You have to enable developer mode and do a bunch of stuff.
Come on in. Hi, Daniel.
Oh, wrong room. Goodbye. I'm kidding. I'm coming.
What's up, Daniel?
Nothing much.
Okay.
Hey, dude.
Anything?
Nope. Just bombing the stream.
All right.
Streams. All right.
Well, gotta go. Goodbye.
Close the door.
Bye.
It's time for you to leave in the dark.
Sounds like somebody was giving him bad ideas.
Like who?
I don't know.
No, he just wanted to. He's back.
No. I heard someone tell him to turn off the lights.
No, he did.
Oh, I thought there was someone else that said, "Hey, turn off the lights."
No, he did. And I'm going to turn off the lights.
Oh, okay. It was in the background. I couldn't quite discern. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So we've got tie.
Oh, do we
Three-way
need to break
tie.
we got a 3-way tie. Nice.
Facebook is meta.
That I did put a vote in for that, so I can break the
You're
tie
all
with the other
basic. And what's a gateway? About 10 pounds.
two. I'm going to break the tie.
Okay. Data dump redefined.
Not what I clicked. No, I didn't do that.
Now we've got a tie between Facebook is meta and you're all basic.
Oh.
So seriously, does anybody think the name Meta is better for anything?
The joke will last for a long time. I mean that and it's not even a good joke, but it'll be there.
Because it's not even meta.
No. Not really. It is supposedly trying to be more like the metaverse, and I get that, but
Yeah, it's dumb.
looks like what's a gateway about 10 pounds has emerged the victor suddenly. I don't know if we even have 5 viewers.
That is a lot of space for a title.
We'll see.
What's a gateway? Dude, you're getting a Dell.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, remember when Gateway was so confident about their position in the market that they opened stores?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I walked into one.
I think about a year, they were out of business.
Right. It didn't do well. No, I went and walked into a Gateway store. It was like, oh, nice. Gateways. Oh, this is really expensive.
I walked into a Gateway store once and went, wait, you don't actually have PCs here? You just take the order?
Oh, yeah, that was that too. They had a couple of boxes of the really basic.
Yeah,
models
like
you
they
could
had
buy.
some display stuff, but it was like, no, you can't buy a PC. You basically order. So I have to come to the store to do the thing I could do from home.
Right.
No, thank you.
No, Gateway was an awesome brand. It totally was. The
Mhm.
Gateway 2000, the turn to Gateway, the
No,
cows.
yeah, after
would work.
2000, it was like,
Yeah.
why would you want that?
Exactly. Well, that's so. Yeah, it makes sense that for them to change the name. I think they did it in 1999 or whatever because they knew it was going to happen. But no, it was it's a great brand. It was very very customer centric brand. It was definitely less of a business brand. And yeah, I knew people who were big on their gateways. So
Yeah. Well, and they came in that cool cow box.
yep, believe it or not, that was a huge.
It
seller.
was. I thought it was cool. And, Dell had those terrible commercials with that dude. They're still around. Dell never opened up stores, to my knowledge. I've never
If they
seen
did,
one.
they were very boutique, but no,
Yeah.
they never did. Dell just recently sold VMware back off. they had.
Did they sell it
VMware.
to Microsoft?
I think they just spun it out as its own company
Oh.
because why? Because they wanted to own the server space, and yeah, I don't get it. The buying and selling of companies like that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, usually you buy it for IP.
Or people, or whatever you want. Yeah. Moo just made it to 4 votes. Just so you know.
I'm down
Although-
with Moo.
But what makes sense with the show?
Doesn't have to make sense.
But we tend to pick one that makes sense with the show, though. Come on.
What was the thing I said something at some point and I meant to write it down, but I
Which one?
didn't. I don't
Do you remember? No.
That's why I said something.
Can't help you.
It was a
You said lots of
mismatch of
things.
words, and I called out that yes, I said that. But I don't remember what it was now.
Neither do I.
It's okay. Oh yeah, and Windows Millennium was all cow colored to match. Yep. I am very familiar with internet gateways, unfortunately. But I don't have to deal with the WAN anymore. I am so happy to be done with WAN.
Are you the intranet guy now?
Well, I'm on the manufacturing team, so we only support
Oh.
the manufacturing sites,
Gotcha.
which is a lot of sites.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm responsible for everything that happens on the network inside. But now, anytime there's a carrier issue and we can prove, oh, nope, it's a WAN
not
issue,
me.
it goes to the WAN team, not me. And I go, you guys can deal with it. Because dealing with the ISPs is not something I enjoy.
Fair enough.
All right.
Well, you get to choose whichever one you want.
What's a gateway about 10 pounds?
I don't even get the joke.
What is a gateway? About 10 pounds.
Gate.
Oh, gotcha. I see. Sorry, that took way too much longer than it should have. Need more caffeine. I'm tired. I'm just thinking-
say-
Ah,
The gateway's like a gate walkway. Yeah.
all right, we're going to copy that.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Now, if you could get a gateway PC for 10 pounds,
That'd be a good deal.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do with a computer that's that old?
I'm actually thinking of making some. I'm considering messing around with making some productivity software of sorts that's designed to run only in terminal but make it useful and good. It's a crazy idea, I know, but
I mean, you could do that on a Raspberry Pi, which would probably be more powerful than a gateway.
I don't know. Gateways were still around not too many years ago. Technically, you can get them right now because they're owned by Acer.
Really?
oh yeah,
They still sell
I mean, I know-
gateways.
I didn't realize they were still making them though.
Gateway.com. I'm sure.
yeah. I want a Packard Bell
Why?
because
Makes a good anchor if you fill it with concrete.
Well, you don't even need to
all
fill it
that
with concrete.
Gateway.com has is
the case is heavy enough by itself.
Oh, Packard hell. I know. United States. Gateway customer care. Oh, maybe they don't sell Gateway computers anymore. Oh, that's right. Gateway computers are now sold at Walmart. You can buy Gateway branded laptops at Walmart.
oh,
Gateway.com worldwide, United States.
I guess I just wasn't paying enough attention the last time I went to Walmart.
They still have
I
drivers and downloads.
Yes, I do. Their cheapest one is a Gateway 11.6 inch ultra slim for $129.
So apparently, when I click on drivers and downloads, I get a picture of a guy climbing a mountain.
Nice.
Because
that's where your drivers
that's
are.
exactly what I think of when I think computer drivers. I'm going to go climb rocks in those weird toe shoes
Oh, come on.
and
This
no
is like,
shirt.
you would totally take one of these Gateways, 11.6 inch display. It's got a Celeron processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs.
This.
Dude, that's not the Gateway. The Gateway's the other way around. It's got the path. Don't take that way.
And that's my point. Is I clicked on drivers and downloads, and this is where it brought me.
Right, exactly. Windows 10 in S mode and Microsoft 365 personal for 1 year included. Boy, that's basically the cost of the laptop, dude.
I don't like celery. I don't. No, I just don't like celery.
The newest versions of the Celeron are based off of newer processes, and they're actually not horrible, but they're not nearly as fast as any.
Oh no! I'm just saying I don't like celery.
Oh, okay. It's good if celery is good for one thing, making vegetable stock.
I thought it was good for one thing, filling up your trash can. I hate when they sneak it into food, and then you get that crunch, and it's like, ugh. It's like nails on a chalkboard, or like the scratch of styrofoam is similar. Just,
like I said, good for vegetable stock, which is none of the solids to stay in the stock.
Mm.
You throw all your veggies, your roots, and all that, and cook it up and make a vegetable stock. It actually comes out great.
Like if you're gonna put celery salt into something, yeah, whatever. I don't think celery really has a flavor, so you're just adding salt. But yeah, like every once in a while I'll run across celery and potato salad, and that's the one thing I can't stand more than egg. Keep your hard-boiled eggs out of the potato salad, but
remember, celery used to be a highfalutin food. It was a luxury food.
If you have to put peanut butter on it to trick people into eating it, no.
But no, seriously, it used to be considered a boutique food.
Yeah, when you couldn't get it, and it was like, oh, I'm so much better than you because I can afford it. You know what else they can afford that is disgusting? Pate, caviar. Need I go on?
Right.
Yeah.
I think we should call it there, guys.
Okay, we can call it. What are we going to call it? What's a gateway? About 10 pounds.
I guess.
That's what we're calling it. Okay.
Okay.
It's a rather light gate. I suspect they weigh more.
I think this is a child, like one of those baby gates.
Oh, there we go.
Definitely not a water gate.
Probably not a Bill Gate.
Yeah.